Hello and welcome back to Railway Empire 2. It's a busy Oxford. That's where we begin today, and maybe we end here today. I don't know whether that's going to be the case, but we will try and get Oxford growing to 100,000, which is our remaining optional task. And then we can hook up Swansea, which, if we buy this private line, it will at least give us a station within Swansea. So we'll leave that as is over there. State of play, that is it. 12 of 13, 2 of 3. And what do you want, Oxford? What are you dying for? Salt, do you know, salt is a possibility. It might not be pretty, but it's definitely doable. We have our warehouse at Cambridge, and it deals with salt. It will take a while to get down here. It's got a journey and a half. Our only salt is up north, and this is ours, isn't it? Yes. What we need to do then is upgrade you if we can afford it, which we can. It's only 900,000. There we go. Make sure we can get as much salt into our network as possible. There are only 2 cities currently that will require it. Cowcatcher. You're not bidding? Really? If I bid, I bet you do. We'll see. There's a few of them, aren't there? We got it. What is it? The residual value... that's not really great. We don't replace any of our vehicles. However, let's take a quick look at our research. Where is the cowcatcher? It was you, wasn't it? Yeah, it did allow us to get here, which would reduce auction prices. I mean, it's one off the board, isn't it? We'll go with that. Money's not really an issue. We are now making nearly 650,000 every week. We've upgraded our salt. That is important. And hopefully we'll see some of that salt get to Oxford. No orders as of yet. We should start to see cheese from London if we upgrade the dairy. How much will it cost us to upgrade you? You are going to be 1 million. That's not too bad. Can we take any more bonds out? We can. Yeah, do you know what? In the interests of progression, let's take 5.2 million out. We'll repay that one. And in fact, we'll repay this one as well. That will leave us enough to upgrade our dairy. And then what we can do is check on the state of play for our dairy. Do we have enough milk? We may need to increase the input of milk. Yeah, we need a lot more milk, don't we? Although there was a bit of a snarl up last time. We're just running dry. Yeah, our cows are empty. Is that how that works? Or do they just have a gauge, a milk gauge? Well, our train's busy doing its thing. Yeah, we can't take any more than that. It's privately owned. So, I guess make it as quickly as possible is the way to go. We have a missing supply tower, do we? Well, we can sort that out, can't we? We'll get you in the middle of that little... it's not really a passing loop, is it? It's a junction, the start of a junction. I like our little supply tower here with the reinforced bottom there. The base, yeah. That's lovely, isn't it? It almost looks like a little tiny castle. Okay, Oxford, how you doing? Are you getting some orders in? You've got plenty of milk, which is nice. Which is probably why London doesn't have enough, as it's distributing the milk straight out of London. Which, again, isn't surprising, as our only milk, as with our salt, is in one place on the map. One is south and one is north. We have a breakdown. Do we? Oh, did I never put a... I didn't, guys. I didn't put a maintenance shed on this line. We'll need to fix that, won't we? And obviously, I never put one here either. Right then. A bit cheeky, but we can fix it. We're just going to reset you, not like that, and get you back up and running, because I don't want you just sat there. That would be miserable for our bank balance and everyone that was on board. Instead, they got a little bit of teleportation, because that was definitely something that existed and does exist. Manchester's growing fast. Are they catching up with Oxford? 73.5k for Oxford. 60.2, nowhere near. 63.4. Liverpool also on the charge. And of course we had Dover, oddly, that decided to grow, and they make the impossible porcelain down on the coast there. London is actually looking a little London if it was shifted north a lot, so that it straddled the Thames. From a distance, it looks quite UK-ish, doesn't it, with the city sprawl. I'm not sure Oxford is quite that big, but Birmingham has grown to ridiculous amounts now. I would really like to figure this cheese issue out. It's really going to be dependent on whether the AI upgrade this. We might have just had a bit of a snarl up, to be fair. Although we had run low, hadn't we? This is the shortest little run, so we should be able to keep up. It really needs to just level up to 5, doesn't it? Let's see. How many are we actually storing in here? Do we have we've got 14. Some are heading to Birmingham, Cambridge, Dover, Manchester, Oxford, York. So a bit of everything. Now we just not got the throughput, have we, out of this warehouse? Which I guess we could address. Or we do need to address that. Are we running full on these? Let's bring up the layer. Well, yes, this train was full on its last journey. We do want to keep this moving, don't we? Keep it full. What about the other one? The other one was full as well. Do you know what? Why not? Yeah, there we go. It was full again. Let's give you another one. It's a short journey, but we need to keep it moving. We need to keep our freight moving in and out of the station, don't we? And especially since we pass stuff off into Oxford for Birmingham, our direct train to Birmingham is a mixed service, so we should pick up some of the slack there. I'm going to go a 4th train on that line just to keep things moving. Lovely. We've got our goods moving. That should help a little bit. That will get it all shifted out of this warehouse, I am hoping. As it keeps climbing. Yeah, we really don't have the throughput there, do we? Where was the other one? We've got one heading to... Yeah, we've got one heading to Cambridge, and it was full. It was indeed. The other one wasn't full, but it is full now, so that will turn red. So we'll go with the 3rd just there. Throw on trains. Our network isn't overly congested. Our trains hang around a little bit in the stations as they repair. But I'm not seeing ridiculous queues out of any of them. We could do something a little different with our wood here, couldn't we? Although it is shifting. We could possibly move it into Oxford that way and have a little bit of a branch line running between Oxford and Bristol, and then pop off the branch line for our wood, so we get rid of this connection and instead heading straight into Oxford as a sort of terminus. In fact, we could then move Knowles Rest into Oxford as well, this station. Well, we'll let them drop off their goodies. We'll delete this train, perhaps? Oh yes, that is the only train on that rail line. The reason I would like to do that is so it doesn't load up again, and we can move things around a little bit. We've got the funds now. Yes, we've definitely got the funds. I don't think we've got the funds to purchase something. We do. Well, we're not catching up now. That's interesting. It might be because we're not shifting it. Should we buy it? It's like a no-brainer, really, isn't it? it's going to make us profit. Not a lot of profit because we're near the end of the game, but we could do that and then possibly just max level it and throw us an extra train on there. So we'll duplicate you. And now we've got 2 trains running in there. We do have a caboose on there. So they're not running maximum load. I do like the idea of a caboose on though. There we go. Oh no, you're not running full. Oh, there. Yes, you are. It's just slow, isn't it? When you zoomed in. Yeah, you're loading up very quickly. Our milk is all over the place. It's heading everywhere, isn't it? That's lovely. I don't mind them queuing to get into the station. It shouldn't take them that long. We're not seeing much go to London. It's going everywhere but London. Well, we're just going to have to accept that. We've got 5 on the way. London is just going to drink the milk, though, isn't it? Yeah, it's fine. Oh, did I let you go? Yeah, you're just going to keep running full because you need all these logs to make your planks and supply the big cities. You are growing, though. Are you still growing? You're up to nearly 80,000. That's marvellous. We have a research point. We did unlock our auction there, which in hindsight, that would have been better if I would have waited to buy that really expensive dairy farm. Mistakes were made. It's alright. Okay, shall we rejig this a little bit? We've got plenty of money. I think it'll be fine. Has our train got in there? Have you emptied? Yes. Right, so we'll just delete you. We don't need you in there anymore. And we'll get a brand new setup going. We're going to move where the station is and everything. We're not going to go into our main station that heads to London. We will continue to have multiple platforms, though. This should separate the load a little bit. And what we can do with Oxford down here... Was I building something? What was I building? I was building... Oh, I was experimenting before the episode. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I thought about having a line scoot across there from Birmingham into York. And I decided against it because we can change trains over at Manchester to get to York. So not necessary. But anyway, where we're supposed to be, we can... Yeah, we can add a couple more platforms in here, can't we? That should keep our trains moving, because what I'd like is a few more options. Heading over this way, we're going to head down to Bristol there. And if we get quite close, it should be a fairly decent run. I guess we could run that way as well. We could always make use of the station itself as a through station. I think these can share a platform, don't you? These two here can mix and match their platforms. Yeah, I like that. There we go. You go in there. We're going to run a few trains on that line. Could I thread the needle here? I think I can. It'll be interesting. That's for sure. Right, let's get rid of you up to that point. Yes. And up to that point. And we're going to shift these along a little bit. Give us an extra couple of platforms in Bristol so that we can start sending more people into Bristol. Is Bristol required? Not really, but it's extra money and a little bit of fun. Well, it is for me anyway. Do you find yourself doing this when you're playing? Just start drifting over to things that are not really part of your current task list. I do. I can't help myself. I can't help but just keep creating new lines. Do you know what? Are we at that stage of the game? I think we are. We're going to have a little tunnel heading up that way. Right then. And then we need a little line heading out here if we can manage it. I would like it to branch round like this, but it might not do it. It can do that crossover for some reason. I guess we could scoot round. I don't think it's going to be overly busy. Yeah, should we do something different? Should we do something kind of scenic? Which way do we want to get in once we're there? Let's 4-track it. This is the track that's going to head round. And we're going to scoot between his station, our competitor, and our station there, and then we're going to branch back in for the tunnel, just because I would like to. That's the only reason. There we go. That's kind of cool. We'll have a little cutting maybe, whatever 0% is. I like that. That's pleasant. Yeah, and then we drift back in here. So we've got a little bypass line. Ridiculously expensive. But why not? It does give us a few options, platform-wise, heading into Oxford that way. And then we can have a nice little mixed service that bypasses our logging. And then we'll have local logging trains. One for Bristol and one for Oxford. So, I mean, this is kind of for Oxford, isn't it? So this is our bypass service. So you need to head round this way and then head back that way. So we avoid our Hamilton station there. We might take a bunch of stuff from Oxford as well, so that would be kind of lovely. It has increased the load on Oxford's warehouse quite a bit though, or it will do. How many trains do we want? I would like 2 trains. Automatic, yes. So we're going to go with the Rhine, isn't it? Is our mixed service. Yeah, and we'll go with a caboose. 203,000. It's going to be quite a bit of extra money, isn't it? We do have our gridirons in, so we can set our trains back up heading into Oxford. And the important thing is it's separated this side. It shouldn't be as important heading to Bristol. We might want to stop them from taking wood from Oxford though. Freight only. This is going to be our G&M American again. And yeah, we need to just set up the weight minimum. We are not going to have a caboose because it seems to be taking quite a bit of wood. Although, given the short distance now, we might get away with one. We'll keep an eye on it, guys. Confirm you. We've got our train heading back in, and we'll have one heading into Bristol as well. I'm not sure how busy this one will be as our competitor is hooked up. But we'll see. Another thing to keep an eye on. There we go. We've got some trains running. Let's also stick us a maintenance building on. And a dispatch hall. We could also have a warehouse here. But I don't think it's necessary. Not at the moment. There we go. Wood on the way. That's going all over the place. I absolutely love it's going to Liverpool. Are you not keeping up then? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, it's going to get quite busy, isn't it? Especially since Liverpool is making paper. How much paper do you get per wood? Well, you get double bubble there, yeah. 0.6 wood creates 2 reams of paper. Is that what that's going to be? Possibly. You shouldn't need too much then. You could be passing it along, actually. Do we take wood into Holyhead? Well, in fact, thinking about it, we could take grain into Liverpool. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Sure. Yeah, let's stick a warehouse here. We're going to take the grain we pick up and send it into Liverpool. I sort of like that idea. This is a mixed service, isn't it? Which means we will need to stick some grain on there and also stick some grain on our other station. Because our grain, while it is over here, how are you doing? Yeah, it can supply everywhere around it, which would be Cambridge, Birmingham, Oxford. I believe it would have to go that way, though, down to Bristol and Plymouth. Apples, have you upgraded yet? You haven't? It's getting tricky to keep up with those apples. It's the beauty of owning your industries, though, isn't it? That's why you would do it. They're not the most profitable. They do ensure that you can upgrade them when you need them upgrading. Well, this is good. We're only down to 31. We have a train coming in. We have 2 trains running on a really short route. And they're absolutely draining this dairy farm, aren't they? Look at all the cows out here. Goodness me. We're quite busy. It is Cowsville. Look at all our workers. Are you fixing that, ma'am? I think you are. Yeah. What are you just hanging around for? Supervising? Possibly. What did all that do for us? Did that get cheese up and running? It did, didn't it? A little bit. How much milk do you have now? You're up to 12. Do we have cheese on the way? In fact, we've already got some cheese. 1.8. We have some paper on the way. I really don't want the clay pit. No, the reason is we've got to dance around our friend over there. And I don't think it's going to be necessary either. I'd prefer to get Bristol growing, to be fair. If we got Bristol growing, they could make chemicals, perhaps. That would fit into our network. Birmingham, 123,000 in Birmingham. Are you getting furniture? You're not, so we need to upgrade our furniture, don't we? Well, are you getting planks? Yes, not really enough. We're only at 40%. Does that mean we're not taking enough via this line that we created? No, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. We might not be making enough planks, although we did have a slight delay, didn't we? Are we keeping enough logs? We're not keeping enough logs. But we do have a shorter line now, which should speed things up. So, with that, let's resize our industry and send it to level 3. Bit more demand from our logging over here, which is level 5. I did say I wanted to change this, didn't I? And prevent them from taking logs out of there on our mix service. So there we go. No logs for you out of Oxford. Have your own logs. Are we taking logs? Not really. We might be now though. Yeah, they were probably taking some on the mix service. You will need a second train, won't you? Yeah, we've only got one. Definitely going to need to double up on you. There we go. Quick fix. Are you going to fill up full of logs? Absolutely is. How are we doing? 83,000 almost. We're not even keeping up with our cloth there. However, we don't own it. It's probably not worth buying. Let's hope we start to make a little bit more furniture. We don't have a lot in the way of planks held in there. We are at 80%. But does that include what we require? I think it does, doesn't it? 2.1. 2.1 would be our furniture requirement as well as the city's requirement. We can sort of work it out, can't we? Yeah, it only takes 0.8 plus, what was it, 1.3-ish maybe? Yeah, that adds up, I believe. And yeah, 2.1. Close enough. Well, it's exactly right, isn't it? So yes, this is the overall demand. I do like that it puts it all together. A surprising amount of salt that got to Birmingham. Yeah, we've stalled. Issues with production, and we know what that is. That is the planks. But we weren't making enough planks here, were we? No, we do make enough planks for ourselves, but we need a bit more in the way of export. As we've got to supply London as well. I guess we could block London from getting it now. A little surprised we don't get corn, but not important. We kind of really want to go with these ones a little further down. There we go. We're starting to get some wooden planks, so we should see some heading into Birmingham. Well, it'll be easier just to click on Birmingham and find out, do we have any ordered? We don't have any ordered. Well, there we go. Do we have any in the warehouse? Oh, we can't see in the warehouse, can we? That's a shame. Yeah, that's a real shame. You can't hover over these like you can the warehouse one and it tell you where they're heading. No, it just says they're there. Which is a little unfortunate. Okay, we've sorted out our plank production though. That should be our Bristol train, is what I'm hoping. Yeah, you'll leave after 4. And now these guys are not taking logs from Oxford's warehouse. 85.6 thousand versus 72.6 thousand versus 76,000. I mean, we have a lot going on in our network and it should just run like this. What sort of date are we looking at here? Well, we've got to connect that last city up to our rail network before 1853. And fortunately, it's the same date for our 100,000 population. Well, there we go. That was what I was hoping to see. We've now got double arrows, which means we've surpassed 80% fulfillment of demand. Do we like this? I like this little setup we've got. We've tidied this up. Oh, do you know what you didn't do, Grant? Yeah, you just left this broken. Oh, yeah, we should maybe set that back up. Stick a repair building in, and you need to go into Oxford. Yes, that Oxford. There we go. Oh, do we not have a gridiron this side? Possibly not. In fact, we don't even have direction of travel. I love the way that we go in on the middle one there. Has the lack of wool dented our... No, we got in there. I was going to say, has it dented our growth? But no. We did quite well there. We managed to get it fixed before it became an issue, and we've got another 8 heading in. We've got no salt on the way just yet. We've got no alcohol on the way, no liquor. It's a little unfortunate. Getting corn over here is just going to be troublesome. Did we run out of corn over at O'Brien? No. Have we still got a backlog, perhaps? That might be the case. No, it's gone down. Look at that. We're on top of it, guys. We're absolutely on top of it. We're down to 12. So none of that is for Oxford, surprisingly. But I did notice we've still only got one train running this, and we've double tracked it all the way to O'Brien stop. So let's duplicate you. There we go. Where are you going to? York, Manchester, Liverpool, Cambridge, Birmingham, Carlisle, Birmingham. Well, everywhere. I am going to fast forward it, and well, I'll tell you what we'll do. While we're playing it, we are going to set this line up. We're going to buy out this competitor. How much are you? 300,000, bargain. And we'll delete his actual line, because we're not going to hook up into the coal. And we'll create us a little route. I don't know where we're heading in here. It's going to be a bit rough to go across here, isn't it? Absolutely. That's just going to be multiple bridges. But this area is pleasant. So we could branch in. We've only got to connect it, haven't we? We don't actually have to make a line. So we'll go all the way, but not hit build. Otherwise, it'll end the chapter. In fact, we could connect down here, can't we? Into Birmingham. I didn't even realise, guys. If we just connect into there, do not build it. And then we've got it set. Close that. We can build us a supply tower for this poor train. There we go. Have a supply tower. And now we're going to bring up Oxford, and I'm going to hit fast forward because I think we're onto a winner here. 86.2. We can also have this information up, and it'll be nice to see any orders coming in. We're up to ceramics that we're not going to make, but that's fine. Yeah, you're not going to get any ceramics. It's going to put a little dent into our growth, but we have surpassed 90,000 population. While sitting here watching, I have noticed a few missing supply towers. Oh dear, poor things. Yeah, you should have a supply tower. In fact, that side, we can just go there, can't we? Yeah, one there. Do we have enough room? I think we do. If we squeeze in there, that should be just enough room. And then we can get rid of our issues we've got. Oxford is doing okay. Oh, let's pause it. We can also put another industry in here. I've got no idea what. What you're lacking that you could have? Nothing really. They can make their own furniture. Technically. I mean, getting ceramics underway is just a mission and a half, because he's managed to block us off over here. Although we could get in this way, couldn't we? But how do we get it over there? Direct trains? Well, we could do something. Let's try it. I'm going to give you ceramics. Well, don't build this line, whatever you do, Grand. Dear, oh dear. It's nerve-wracking. In fact, given how easy that was and how nervous it makes me, deleted, I don't want to connect it up. Right, we're going to shift coal somehow over all the way to... oh, we can do it. We're going to shift coal over to Oxford. We're going to shift clay over to Oxford. And we're good to go. Yeah, we can just have a little warehouse here. We could go in direct, I guess. But money is definitely not an issue. Since I've been fast forwarding, we'll have a ceramics thing going on. I love it. Not a bad little journey over there, is it? It's fairly straightforward. Yeah, the terrain is a bit hilly, perhaps, but it's not terrible. Right, let's get you in there. And this line, this section of the line, is where, in fact, let's just create a separate platform assignment for you. Yeah, this is where we can hook in with our Swansea line once we've done this. And I'm going to double track it just because why not? There we go. 2%, 1%, perfect. 1%, I guess we could go in between there, couldn't we? Yeah, lay of the land is a little bit better. There we go, that'll do. 168k, get you built, double track it, because we're going to link in with our Swansea line right at the end. And we're going to get this all hooked up so that it actually works. Oh, where's our track? Down there. We're going to need this to be... oh, it still does the ghost clicks. They never fixed that, did they? And we'll get us a supply tower for you just over there. And we'll set us a train up to run into Birmingham and pass coal across to Oxford. Freight only, single train. Yep, little freight train, why not? Let's get you done. We'll get a maintenance depot and a dispatch hall on you. Can we get over here after all this? It's going to be tight, but I think we might be able to squeeze in here. Oh, go on. Oh, it's beautiful. You are not stopping me, Mr. AI. Right, we're just going to do a little loop around here. That's all I care about. That's all you got to do. Loop into there. We're going to double track it for absolutely zero reason. It's not really required, but why not? We can show off in front of the AI, can't we? I love this. I love that he left us just enough room. Let's get the buildings on, shall we? And let's set a little line up for you. You are going into Cambridge. Wait until you've got at least 4. And we'll get you running. And that should see Oxford making some ceramics. It might even mean Dover could sort of get it somehow. It'll be a little tricky, but doable. There we go. Will you get the required goodies from the various places we've just set up? Did I put a supply tower on our ceramics? I did not. Not on our ceramics, on our clay. Well, I guess it's technically not on our ceramics if it's only half on there. Did I set this train up or did I cancel it? No, it's there. Are you filling up? Waiting for deployment. Waiting for... oh, I haven't hit play, you Burke. I'm like, it's all broken. Right, Oxford, are you going to get the goodies you require? They're right up the top there. Look at this. 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to get a full load, aren't you? It's beautiful. They're going to get there eventually. They have 8 loads of clay, 8 loads of coal, and that will be our first bit of ceramics on the network. And if it's affordable, which it is, we'll just upgrade it to make sure demand is right up there for them. They're going to get there at some point. I don't know how busy this warehouse is, to be fair. We haven't looked, have we? It's quiet. Look at that. We are taking the goodies we need to take. How's this warehouse? It's not a warehouse, Grand. It's a restaurant. But this one is a warehouse. I guess we could pass stuff off, but we don't need to. 2 research points. I don't know whether we'll get to the point where we get to see this. The continent. It would be nice, but I'm hoping we actually achieve the 100,000 way before then. So let's fast forward you. See if we get our deliveries in. And it's going to be a bit spreadsheety, isn't it? Let's just go through the list. Still no orders for corn. We are forever cornless. Well, we could address it, but it's fine. We have 18 logs on the way. That's kind of lovely. Yeah, we're just going through logs like nobody's business. There we go. We've got a delivery there. Plenty of meat in our stores. We've got a little top off there as well. Some beer. We have sorted our wool situation out after I broke it. We've got some sugar. We've got our own cloth, so it'll only ever say 1, I would imagine, even though we've got plenty in there because we only see to our own demand on this menu. We've got our clay has arrived, really, which should mean, there we go, our ceramics are being made. So we're at 77.2%, 98.4 thousand citizens. We've done it, haven't we? We should set up, and we'll hit play normal speed. We should set up our rail line quickly so that when that task is complete, we can just build that and leave it alone. It's only 61,000 now as we have part of the line there. Do not click build. Our trains are certainly busy, aren't they? It's nice just to sit down here sometimes. We're obviously going to have to put a university in Oxford, aren't we? We haven't got one in Cambridge, but they're not big enough. The connection between Oxford and Cambridge on here was a line. Once upon a time, they got rid of it. Was it I can't remember the name of it. Varsity Line? I want to say Varsity Line. Let's end the season with an incorrect fact. My money's on Varsity Line. I possibly.
Only with aggression and fighting spirit can you succeed in spreading out while defying our enemies. I see you've learned more from me than I have suspected.
We have done it. Let's stick in Oxford University. You are in. And let's build us our final line. And then we're heading back off to the States, I believe, is chapter 3. And yeah, we'll see what's in store for us back over the ocean.
Success! Our network extends to the Welsh coast. Those who want to travel to Ireland must now use the London and North Western connection. I must congratulate you. You've accomplished everything I've asked for, and even more. You've outlived me in this enterprise. Supposedly my personality is no longer in line with our company values. Pah! I will simply move on to bigger and better things.
Ah, hello. It's me again. The board is really happy with your performance. After our parting with Captain Hewish, the position of general manager is vacant. We would be very happy if you would take over this role in the future.
The success of the London and North Western Railway had permanently changed the face of British railroads. The patchwork of the rail network had been cleaned up and passengers could now travel from London to Wales and then Scotland on a single ticket. The company had achieved its goal and had become the largest public company in the United Kingdom. But new opponents had also risen from the masses. These competitors were so big that they could not simply be bought up.
There we go, guys. We have done it. We should see what sort of score we've got, shouldn't we? Achievement unlocked. Resistance is futile. Thank you, Borg lady. We have a score of 730 34.8 thousand. I didn't expect really a good score. I don't know where we're going to stand in the great scheme of things. Not a bad score indeed. Obviously not the best in the world by a long shot. But how did you do, guys? Did you get a good score? Considering we were pretty relaxed with this one, weren't we? And I was overzealous with my network building. I am happy with that. There we go. There's all the information on the screen again. Took us 2.7 years. Not the quickest. Could probably do that a little quicker by having a few more single lines and making use of mixed services earlier on. But other than that, happy, enjoyable. Yeah, that was a fun one. It was a nice little map. So are we going to be small again? On a small map, that is. Or is it going to go large? So there we go. I'm not going to leave us looking at this screen for the end, though. I'll go and pick us a route to sit on, perhaps to go into London. And from Birmingham, it should be quite busy. At least heading into London, as it should be. Thank you for watching. And until next time, take care.